Everybody, all right, today's video is super straightforward video. All right, so I do skincare videos all the time, you know that, right? What's the number one question do you think I get? The number one question I get isn't about oily skin or acne breakouts or anything else. It is about what is my personal skincare routine? What do I do? Okay, so I do have one, and I've been doing it so long. I do test products, but I've been doing the skincare routine so long because I developed it with my dermatologist back in my early 20s when I had so many troubles with acne breakouts that it's like the back of my hand. So I decided to create the list for you. And the list is going to be available on the blog as well, which if you haven't gone over there and signed up, it's Skin So Fabulous. I will put you'll see the URL here in just a minute. It is also in the video description box. I highly recommend you do that. Lots of articles over there about all of these topics on skincare: anti-aging, sun damage, sunburns, acne breakouts, acne scarring, diet and acne, diet and skin, diet and aging. All this stuff is on this. If you're a skincare junkie, the Skin So Fabulous blog and the Instagram for Skin So Fabulous are absolutely where you need to be. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that as well. So and hit the little bell so you get notified by these videos when I bring them up. But really super important you check out the blog for this list. I am going to put it in the video description box, but you are missing out if you don't go to the blog. So please do that and please subscribe. Okay, so what are the steps in my skincare routine that you can follow just the same? Easy. We start with, of course, cleansing. I use a foaming face cleanser. It's oil-free, glycerin-based. You can get many of these. Aveeno makes them, Cetaphil has one, Neutrogena has them. You want a foaming face cleanser. And the reason you want it to foam is that helps lift off the dirt and the oil out of the pores. So that's very important. Start with and finish. That's the bookends of the skincare routine. And you want to make sure it's oil-free. All of you should be using oil-free, even if you have dry skin. So that's step number one. Step number two is exfoliation. Now, you want to do that 1 to 2 times a week. So it's foaming face cleanser daily, obviously cleansing. You want to exfoliate. I use a buff puff or something similar to a facial sponge that's made like that. And I use that to remove any dead skin cells that are still hanging on to the skin. And it really brightens your complexion and helps open the pores. It helps with blackheads. It helps with oily skin. It helps with all of that dull look that your skin can get. Use an exfoliation. Yes, you can use facial scrubs. Now here's the point about those. No matter what you use, exfoliating skin is not cleaning a pan. It is simply removing that very outer layer of dry skin that can block pores and trap oil and bacteria. So again, not scrubbing a pan, very lightly, 1 to 2 times a week. You do not need to do this every day. The next thing that I always do, and even though I don't have acne breakouts anymore, is what I call the steaming technique. And there's a whole video on this in the videos. So go through the channel and find that. It's in the playlist on acne and skin problems and general skincare. The steaming, what it does is 15 to 20 minutes of a warm to hot washcloth on the skin to help open up the pores and make sure anything that's down in there, trapped or what have you, is brought out to the surface so that it can be removed when you use your cleanser. This will help tremendously with those of you who have acne breakouts, the breakouts that happen in the beard for those guys that shave, or blackheads. The steaming technique is going to remove 99% of those problems for you if you do it at least once or twice a week. If you're having skin problems, it's important to do it daily until those subside. But 1 to 2 times a week, steaming technique will help your skin. The fourth thing we like to do, or I like to do, is I use a mask of some type. Usually for me, it's a hydrating mask because of the age that I'm at now. But if you have oily skin, there are a ton of those. I did a review on the black charcoal mask. I highly recommend it for everyone. It's a very inexpensive mask that's made with charcoal, volcanic charcoal, and it works very well to pull impurities while hydrating the skin. There also is the avocado mask that the recipe and the how-to is also in the videos on the channel already. And again, going to the Skin So Fabulous blog, the recipe for it will be there as well. The next thing you want to do in the skincare routine is toner. And I say this with hesitance because toner is a double-edged sword. What a toner is supposed to do, and I recommend natural toners like witch hazel, something like those along those lines. A toner is just to lightly remove the outer layer of oil and dirt that you've picked up during the day. It's just a step that helps, that helps clean the skin. So if you are having dry skin issues, toner is probably not something you want to do. If you have oily skin or oily skin breakouts or blackheads, toner is a step that you want to do, and you do that 1 time per day. You can do it twice if you really have super oily skin, but generally speaking, 1 time per day. If you have dry skin, or let's say you're in your 50s or 60s, you really don't need to use a toner very often. The 6th thing that I do, and thankfully I don't have to do very much of this anymore because I follow all these other steps, is spot treating acne breakouts. Also, if you have skin spots or sun damage, you may be using a vitamin C serum. You want to make sure that you are applying that not just in general to the face, but to the age spots or the dark spots that have come from the skin or from the sun damage. You want to be sure you're treating that more than just once per day. If it's acne breakouts, something like tea tree oil or one of the many oils that I recommend for skin, in the oil video, oil for skin video, the essential oils, that's fine too. You want to spot treat the spot twice per day, once in the evening and once in the morning, to help those spots either fade or heal and go away. The 7th thing we want to do in the skincare routine is serums. And I'm going to do a video on all kinds of serums that there are. But again, vitamin C serum, essential oils for breakouts, or whatever you're trying to treat, watch that video. Serums, you want to do those once per day. You want a thin layer of whatever serum you're doing all over the skin. If it is to cut down on oiliness and you're using olive oil or almond oil or tea tree oil, very, very tiny amounts. If you are using something for like vitamin C serum or peptide serums, you want to make sure a thin layer goes over the face at least once per day. Okay, so serums is the 7th thing that we do in the skincare routine. All right, the 8th thing that I do, and I make sure I do this every day, is moisturizer. It doesn't matter if you have oily skin, you need moisturizer. So for oily skin, an oil-free moisturizer. For dry skin or aging skin or sun damaged skin, an appropriate moisturizer for those. And again, read your labels. You should be buying those for whatever problem that you're having. A lot of my moisturizers, I use ones that have beta and hydroxy acids in them. I've been using those since my early 20s, and you see the result. I really talk about the fact that my skin is not aged very quickly to those products. Sunscreen is the next thing I'm gonna lead into as well. Sunscreen, which is number 9 on the list. Gotta have your sunscreen on. Ladies, if you're using foundation and it's got sunscreen in it, great, that's wonderful. You still need a thin layer of SPF 30. It doesn't need to be 50 or 100 or any of that greasy stuff out there. 30 is just fine to protect you underneath your foundation. So, cleanliness is certainly important, but that sunscreen is really, really important, especially if you are trying to avoid having wrinkles and dark spots and all of those things. And again, all of the things I'm talking about with the face, neck and chest too. You see a lot of people running around these days, they got the message back in the 80s and 90s, use your sunscreen, when they did their face, but they didn't take care of their neck or their chest. So you got this young face running around with these wrinkles and scaly looking, patchy, crepey skin. So yeah, you want to make sure you protect everything, you moisturize everything, particularly the neck area, the back of the neck area where the sun is likely to hit. You don't want to forget those areas either. So that's my skincare routine. It's about 9 steps. 9 sounds like a lot, but it's really, really not. And once you're in the habit of doing it, it's like brushing your teeth. You'll just do it every single day. That 21 days to create a habit, there it is. That's my skincare routine. I will be putting up the image of what it is online. It will be over there at chrisgibsonlive.com. It will be on the Skin So Fabulous blog, and it will be here in the video. You will be seeing that here at the end, the 9 steps that you need to take to follow my skincare routine that has worked for me for almost 30 years since I was in my late teens, early 20s. Yeah, I'm that old. Oh well, what happens? I don't look it, so there. All right, so stay tuned for a lot more to come. We have some great videos on skincare coming up in addition to this. And again, check the channel out. It's not just about skincare. It is health and wellness. It is alternative hacks to healthier living. We got Cooking with Chris with all kinds of great recipes. We've got weight loss. We're reviewing diets like keto and Atkins, and we have all kinds of things going on that are great. So dig around in those playlist and see if you don't find something that might be of help to you. And again, thank you for watching and stay tuned. I'll be back with more really soon.
Thank you.